and welcome to my book review. So I'm going to be reviewing two books. One book she put out last year and one book she's putting out in just here a few weeks. At the end of May the book comes out, and thank you to Amber because I got to read the book early and I'm so excited because I absolutely loved it. It was so good, so hence the title. If you haven't seen it enough, this is gonna be a rave. I read the book last year and yeah, just loved it. Okay, so the first book was Pride and Prejudice and Other Flavors by Sonali Dev. This is the Rajas #1. So this is a Pride and Prejudice retelling. It is sticking to the original storyline, but I loved it. I said it was like the best Pride and Prejudice retelling I've ever read. I do believe that to this day. I think when I first originally talked about it in a wrap-up. But so this story is about a guy named Darcy, and he is a chef, and he's like trying to like get over that little hump and make like very, very good success. He's a very, very successful chef already, but like he's just kind of needs to get over this hump, and he's been spending out a lot of his money because his sister is dearly sick and needs surgery. And so he meets Trisha, who is one of the Rajas, and Trisha is cold-hearted and brutal, and she says some mean stuff that she doesn't necessarily mean under stress. She is a brain surgeon, and she kind of gets hoity-toity and very, very proudful, as they say in Pride and Prejudice. Yeah, they meet kind of under bad circumstances. He is chefing for like one of her family members who is running in politics. And then also under the circumstance that his sister needs a surgery. His sister is refusing to have the surgery because she doesn't think she can still be an artist and lose her eyesight. So with the surgery, she's going to lose her eyesight. She'd rather just die. So it's either die or lose your eyesight. So there's a bit of convincing going on in this book, but I really, really, really enjoyed it. I thought she got the nuances of Pride and Prejudice and the satire in it, and I loved it. I feel like she got Jane Austen in this telling of it, and it is a gender flip. So Darcy acts more like Elizabeth, and Trisha acts like Mr. Darcy. So even though Trisha still has the huge family in the background, they're set up the same, where Darcy still has his sister in the original book, and she has the huge family, but she acts so much more. She's the proudful one, the pride one that needs knocked down a little bit. And yeah, I think he changes her for the better, and his cooking is really good. It makes you hungry through the whole book, hence Pride and Prejudice and Other Flavors. So she put out the second book, which is Sonali Dev, is Recipe for Persuasion, and it is based off Persuasion. So the book follows about a girl who is going on a celebrity chef show, and she is going to be working with celebrities. She's a cook, and she kind of gets like the in to get on the show through her family. And Trisha and Darcy play kind of bigger parts in this book still. And then she's the Raja, hence Raja #2. I think that's what the part of the title is. And then the guy, his name is Federico. Federico is a soccer player. He's famous. He's pretty much done his whole career in soccer, and he is recently injured, getting out of it. So everybody in the world knows who he is. So he's her celebrity, and he pushes his way on into the set. And so it's about a girl who's been like slaving away, and nothing in her life has gone right. Her family life has been pretty horrible and torn up, and her parents were in this royalty, but they were in a forced marriage, and there's marital rape in it, and there's verbal abuse in the book from her past. So she's had a pretty bad past. He's kind of at the spot where he has lost everything when they first meet, and his dad played soccer. They call it football, but it confuses me sometimes. But yeah, soccer. He's a soccer player, but doesn't want to play at that time when they first meet and they first fall in love. So you get to do the flashbacks. You don't know why he like decides to go on this cooking show. Anyway, she's on a cooking show, like a celebrity cooking show, as like this last ditch effort, and she has to work with the celebrity. He forces himself onto the show to work with her. He wants to know why she's cooking, because from what he knew, she hated cooking when he knew her back in the day, a long time ago. So yeah, the story evolves through that, and it does follow the lines on Persuasion, which made me want to reread Persuasion as well, and I didn't get to reread it before. I've read part of it, But before I got access to the book, I just like jumped through the book instead of rereading it. But I am going to finish it because I'm so excited. Persuasion, if you don't know, is Jane Austen's like last piece of work. So it's one of her more mature loves, and it's like a second chance love, if you didn't know as well. The storyline is about a girl that turns him down when she's younger because her family convinces her to, and he comes back to win her. Okay, so that's the main storyline. He comes back like in her realm, but this one is completely different. Obviously, it's a retelling. The book is so sweet, but it's just like Persuasion, where it has sadness depths woven in, and I think this author just like gets it. Like, she makes the depths are really depthful, but it's still overlying the whole time. You're just so happy because it's such a sweet book at the same time, if you know what I mean. I wish you got to dive into their past a little more, because there is a lot of romantic angst where you start out in the setting and you want to know where that's coming from, where other books that are like old loves, a lot of times you go through a lot of their past, but alas, it like plays off Jane Austen, and Jane Austen does not delve into the past very much. Not like some of the books that I've read today or recently are. So it just touches of the past you get. So for me, I wish there was a little bit more, but I still gave the first book, Pride and Prejudice, 5 stars, and I gave this book 5 stars because I loved him at the end of the day. The only other thing I remember from Persuasion is he writes this like epic love letter at the end of Persuasion. And you don't get the love letter in this version of the story. I think you get them like talking more, and it's good. It's a good love scene, but I was hoping for a letter, the Wentworth letter, because his name is Wentworth. I think his name is Frederick Wentworth, where she did, once again, the last book, Pride and Prejudice, she named him Darcy, but it's like D-A-R-C-E-E. It's not spelled like the original Darcy. And this one is a different guy. I think he's Latin, and his name is Frederico. And so he's got like a man bun and a beard, and he sounds gorgeous in the book, but yeah. But yeah, I think once again, she hit the nail on a dot as far as getting everything that she wanted to get out of Persuasion, but a retelling. And so I'm so excited, because I feel like, honestly, Persuasion is not my favorite Jane Austen novel. It's probably Mansfield Park, but my greatest love is probably Pride and Prejudice, because there's so much more to read on Pride and Prejudice. I fall in love with it more, I feel like. But I feel like she hit the nail on the head with Persuasion, and I like, in her line, I like this one, Recipe for Persuasion, better than I like Pride and Prejudice and Other Flavors. Even though they're both 5-star reads, I would set this one a little bit higher. Absolutely loved it. So yeah, I told you this is going to be a rave. I definitely suggest you checking it out wherever you can. Maybe some of the libraries are opening. Ours are here in Texas. Or, you know, check it out on a Kindle, or I would buy it. Personally, I would definitely buy the book and read it. If you liked Pride and Prejudice and Other Flavors, I would definitely buy it and go ahead, if you loved it. If you haven't read it, I would start with Pride and Prejudice and Other Flavors. Kind of following the lines, even though the book order is not following it, but yeah. You need to follow the Raha story, because Trisha and Darcy do come up a lot in this book, and you'll be like, why? Who are these people? So yeah, go and check out Recipe for Persuasion, and check out Pride and Prejudice and Other Flavors by Sonali Depp, and I will see you guys in the next one. See you guys next time. Bye.